Martinelli ball into the box. Šeško inside the area. Šeško! Manchester United take 3 points away from the game against Fulham.
And from the very first minute of the second half, there were only one team that were actually dominant, and that was Manchester United. It was by far the better team in the second half. Michael Carrick's men went in with positivity.
This didn't begin last week. It didn't begin at the Emirates. And it certainly didn't begin when the headlines finally changed their tone. What you are witnessing right now, this shift, this transformation, this reawakening of a sleeping giant, has been building quietly, piece by piece, in the shadows of Manchester United's chaos. Because Michael Carrick has stepped into Manchester United disorder twice when the club was splintering under its own weight, twice when confidence evaporated, when identity collapsed, when every headline screamed crisis. And twice he brought calm, twice he brought clarity, twice he restored something Manchester United had forgotten. Not with speeches, not with slogans, not with the loud charisma that normally defines great managers, but with intelligence, with detail, with structure, with football. This is the story of why Carrick's Manchester United is far more frightening than opponents realize, because the danger doesn't come from reputation. It comes from what they're becoming. When Carrick first stepped in after Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, United were unraveling. Players looked disconnected. The game model was blurry. Every match felt like a coin toss, a moment of brilliance or nothing at all. Old Trafford, usually a fortress of pressure and expectation, had turned tense. Fans weren't demanding magic. They were begging for competence. Carrick walked in, not with a hero's welcome, but with skepticism. To many, he was just a short-term name, a caretaker, a bandage on a deep wound. But then came the Arsenal match. That night, everything changed. United weren't passive. They weren't scared. They weren't playing survival football. They were coordinated, structured, intentional. Every press felt timed. Every transition felt rehearsed. Every attack carried purpose. United won 3-2 that night, but the result wasn't the real story. The real story was identity. United played with conviction, not hope. They played with shape, not panic. They played like a team that finally understood what it wanted to be. And Carrick stood on the touchline like he'd been preparing for that moment for years. Then came Stamford Bridge. Chelsea, fast, physical, aggressive. A match where United fans expected damage control. But under Carrick, the match turned into discipline, into compactness, into tactical intelligence. United didn't break. They absorbed, reformed, countered, and dictated specific phases of the match. A draw on paper, a statement in reality. When Carrick returned as head coach again, this time with actual responsibility, the reaction wasn't applause. It was dismissal. Pundits said he wasn't the long-term answer. Fans said the club would look elsewhere. Commentators said he was too quiet, too inexperienced, too nice. But Carrick didn't try to change any narrative. He didn't make promises. He didn't chase sound bites. He didn't sell dreams. He coached, and the players felt the shift instantly. Training intensity rose. Gaps between the lines shrunk. Distances in pressing became synchronized. Midfielders were instructed to receive on the turn again. Center backs were told to break lines with conviction. Wingers were taught to attack space, not just touch lines. Small details, yes. But at Manchester United, small details separate panic from control. Carrick carried the calm of someone who understands the game's rhythm, not through theory, but through experience. A player who lived through the Ferguson era, who understood balance, who understood tempo, who understood when to accelerate and when to suffocate the match. And he brought all of that back. Then came the real test. Manchester City, Pep Guardiola, the most structured footballing machine of the era. Old Trafford expected damage control. Sit deep, absorb, survive. But Carrick did something nobody expected. He went after City. Not recklessly, not emotionally, not with desperation, but with a plan. United pressed in controlled waves, shutting off Rodri's passing lanes. The midfield rotated roles to create overloads in unexpected zones. United forced City inside into pressure traps, not outside where they thrive. Every pass City attempted seemed to have a shadow. Every build-up felt suffocated. Every transition felt dangerous. And United walked away with a stunning, deserved 2-0 victory. Pep outcoached. City outstructured. United outbelieved. This wasn't luck. This was preparation. This was coaching. But the world wasn't convinced yet. So Carrick went to the Emirates. Arsenal, Arteta, the form team of Europe that month. Pundits didn't even debate the match. They assumed the outcome. But Carrick didn't take United there to survive. He took them there to compete. United played brave football, breaking lines with confidence, pressing with aggression, and attacking spaces Arsenal didn't expect them to target. And when the match ended, United had done it again. Another giant, beaten. Another tactical duel won. Another identity-affirming performance. Suddenly, the narrative shifted. The jokes faded. The doubts softened. The questions became serious. How is Carrick doing this? What exactly is happening at Manchester United? Why does this team suddenly look dangerous again? Because the answer was becoming impossible to deny. Carrick understands Manchester United's DNA, and he's bringing it back. But to truly understand why United under Carrick are frightening, you need to look beyond results. Look at the patterns. 5 big games, 4 wins, 1 draw, unbeaten, dominating moments against elite teams. This isn't flashes of brilliance. This is consistency. This is system. This is identity. Opponents aren't fearing the badge anymore, they're fearing the football. United are pressing again. United are attacking with purpose. United are defending with aggression. United are controlling transitions with intelligence. The spirit Sir Alex Ferguson once described, "Never give in," has returned. Not as nostalgia, as reality. Carrick doesn't chase comfort. He chases clarity. Carrick doesn't chase attention. He chases balance. Carrick doesn't chase style points. He chases solutions. And that scares opponents more than anything. Because this isn't a temporary spike. This is a foundation. If you still think this is coincidence, look at Middlesbrough, a club drowning near the bottom of the championship when he arrived. A club lacking confidence. A club stuck tactically. Within months, they became one of the most dangerous attacking sides in the league. 1.8 goals per game. Top in expected goals. Top in shots inside the box. A complete transformation in mentality and execution. Same coach, same clarity, same principles. This is what Carrick does. He brings calm, he brings clarity, he brings purpose, and he brings football. So when people ask, is Carrick making Manchester United scary again? They're asking the wrong question. The real question is this: how long can Manchester United ignore a man who has already proven he can restore their identity? Because this isn't about a few big wins. It isn't about hype. It isn't about emotion. It's about direction, identity, structure, belief. For the first time in years, Manchester United look like they understand themselves again. And when a giant remembers who it is, the entire league should be very, very afraid. Carrick's Manchester United isn't just improving, they are becoming inevitable.